Bonafide Hustler here. Welcome to my channel. I want to show you guys a really awesome bag flip that I just did and also introduce you to a special deal. All right, so let's get right to the bag flip. I gotta get this thing packaged up like right now, but I thought I would show it to you guys. That way, hopefully you can get pumped up about your next bag flipper. If you haven't flipped bags before, you really have to look into at least learning some of it. All right, so the bag that I flipped is right here. I picked it up at a Goodwill for around 10 bucks if I'm not mistaken. And this right here might fly under the radar to maybe some resellers out there, right? But I'm telling you guys, start looking at bags. It's really important to at least take a gander in that section of the thrift store, or if you're at a garage sale, look at the bag section because it's frequently overlooked and has plenty of money to be made in that one section. So this right here is a Mountain Hardwear. It's a Supernatural 55. 55 stands for the amount of liters that this bag can hold. It's basically when you list these kind of backpacks, which are internal frame hiking backpacks, it's really important that you know the brand, the color, the liter capacity, and the size typically, which is back here. This is a medium. This is a bag that I don't believe is produced anymore, and that's probably why it sold for such good money. But basically, this is what an internal frame hiking backpack kind of looks like, as opposed to maybe these type of bags that you might have seen back in the day, which are external frame backpacks. This is an internal frame. You can't even see the frame, but it's in there. Typically, it's made of plastic, or sometimes it can be made out of carbon or really lightweight aluminum, but it's inside right here. So these backpacks are definitely more current day, and they bring really good money if you know the brands to look out for. Well, anyways, this is a 55 liter Mountain Hardwear Supernatural 55. I gotta get this thing bagged up pretty soon, but anytime that you deal with these kind of backpacks, you wanna search through them, go through every single zipper, make sure it doesn't have any weird camping / musty smell, which a lot of the newer style backpacks won't have that, but some of the ones in the middle ground might have it. When you get into the retro vintage ones, it's kind of common to have a vintage kind of musty camp smell. And a lot of times that's because it was stored improperly. But this one was stored real good. I found this one at a Goodwill for 10 bucks. I flipped it for $147.99. It's an amazing backpack. Went through all the zippers, everything, looked through every single cavity. A lot of times on these internal frame hiking backpacks, the top will be detachable as well. Because you can imagine when this backpack is full of gear and actually has it, it starts to look kind of like a pillow, right? And in order to fit the maximum capacity, a lot of times the top thing right here was this cover right here. The very top cover has to be able to travel upwards a little bit. A lot of times when you get into these backpacks, they will have clasps, and once you take the hood off, you can take a look into the actual main cavity of the backpack, which should be able to be reached by the side zipper as well, or maybe a combination of side zippers. But either way, take a look through this drawstring, and a lot of times you'll have 1 or 2 drawstrings, right? But you can imagine that when this thing is filled, like I said earlier, that it starts becoming really big. So, really nice backpack. Inside looks amazing. Not produced anymore, which is what I said earlier, and that might be the reason why it actually did sell for about, you know, $147.99. But I want to get this out. You might be wondering, how are you gonna get that thing out? Because that's kind of big. Well, you find a pretty big box, you lay it diagonally in there, and then it can ship off. Another way that you can do it is you can compress these things together, which is the hip belt right here that you can see. So you compress this together, you get some pretty big poly bags, and you sandwich 2 big poly bags together. That's also another acceptable way to ship these things off. But this is an awesome backpack. I wish you guys the best of luck when you are hustling bags. All right, so that brings me to my deal, which has to do with my awesome bag guide that I created about 3 or 4 months ago. Anyways, I have been reselling bags for what seems to be maybe 10 or 12 years by now. I think it's about 12. And bags are awesome ways to make money. And like I said, even 12 years ago, no one was looking at bags to price them at thrift stores accurately. And to this day, I still find that to be pretty much true. And especially when you go to garage sales and yard sales, no one seems to really price the bags correctly, which is awesome. That's money in your pocket. But if you don't know what to look for, if you don't know the types of bags to look for, it's gonna be kind of hard, right? So suppose you know the types of bags to look for, right? Well, how do you know how to do a proper bag check? How do you know how to scan for the right kind of profitable items? That could be a pretty big hump in your road to success. So my bag guide has bag types in there, tons of bag types that you can learn that you should be looking at. This bag guide is about 109 slides. It's crazy. It's chock full of information. But besides the bag types that you need to be knowing about, because we just discussed one right here, it also has a bag scanning section, right? Like how to start doing the proper bag check, because if you find a great bag, that's great, right? But how do you check it? How do you make sure it's ready for eBay or ready for a local sale or something like that? So the bag guide has that in there. The bag guide also has a section called profit indicators, which shows you how to really go through a bag section quickly and start looking for the indicators that will show you profitable bags. As with any section in the thrift store or at a garage sale, when you're rifling through something, say clothing, for example, you gotta be looking for certain things, right? And when you go to a bag section, sometimes it can be very mystifying as to what has profit and what doesn't. So the section on profit indicators will teach you how to go through that section really, really effectively. Of course, I couldn't make a bag guide without a section called listing bags. And that'll help you actually get your bag that you've checked properly, that you've sourced for a great deal. It'll actually help turn that bag for the most money that you can get for it. And there's a chapter in the bag guide called listing bags. It's just for that. I also put a little bonus section in the bag guide of bags that I know resell for super good money, but I haven't found them yet, or I've found a couple of them. So I wanted to put that in there as well, because hopefully you guys out there will beat me to it, and they're really profitable bags, they're really awesome. And in fact, at the very end of the guide, I put a section on bags not to buy, or brands that I really don't like buying when it comes to bags, which is huge. A lot of people have told me, like, when I bought the bag guide, that one slide on bags not to buy was so helpful when it came to sorting through the stuff not to get and to finally uncover the bags that were really worth their time to start scanning. All right, so what's the deal? My bag guide typically is a $37 bag guide, all right? I am axing it down from now for a July 4th sale all the way till the end of the week. I'm gonna put it down to 25 bucks. I hope you guys enjoy it. Go start making money on bags. It's easy to do, and for anyone that has ever picked up my bag guide, put a review down below. I'm good with it, right? Let's make sure the bag guide gets in the hands of all the people that really need to make this money and start learning a new category. The link is down below, check it out. I hope you enjoy it, get the deal, because we're all hustlers. We all know what a deal means to us, and I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler video. Take it easy, goodbye!